Greetings, this is Beverly D, and this is True Prediction Tea. And this is tea time is for the month of December. And we're going to look at Scorpio in this month and this year of 2018. I also want to see here Scorpio where I feel that it's saying do not get frustrated because I see some kind of delay in something. And you just have to understand that delays represent temporary, that's all. And so I feel like that there's something, whatever this delay in, I do feel like things are going to manifest. And I do feel like that, again, the delay is temporary. I also see here too where I feel like Scorpio, you could be dealing with someone kind of checking you out or kind of investigating. I keep feeling that energy around some of you Scorpios here. I'm also seeing here too, and talking about investigating, I do feel a Scorpio here that you could be into that field of private investigation or something like that. And so I feel a real good vibration around that. This could be somebody that is taking their company to another level, or somebody that's in that business and they're going to take their talent here to a whole different level here. So I feel something about private investigation, being investigated. That energy is there. Any Scorpio that's dealing with the justice system, I see things working out favorable. I see things going in the direction that you want it to go into. Even though it could be delays, but I definitely see things working itself out. I also see Scorpio here where you could be meeting somebody new, and I feel like that this energy is a good energy here. So whoever's coming into your life during this time here, I feel that it will be very beneficial for you and for them. I'm also seeing strong protection. So I feel like that some Scorpios here feels like that they need protection, and I definitely see protection that is here around the Scorpios that feel that they need this protection. I'm also seeing here too that I feel like that there are some Scorpios that just got over some kind of sorrow, some kind of sadness, some kind of loss. And so I feel like that the whole thing is you're not going to stay in that energy. You moving past it. You moving forward here. I do see here that some of you, it's a struggle, but the main thing is I do see that your struggle is going to pay off, because you definitely have the fortune that is here. So you will be able to come out of whatever situation, whatever delay, whatever sorrow, disappointment that was going on. Because you have this strong determination, I feel like that you will be able to accomplish what you want or get to what you need to get to. So some of you Scorpios, yeah, you're going to get to your accomplishment. It might take you a little longer than you wanted to, and you might have to go through some hills and valleys and things like that, but the main thing, just look at that you will be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish here. It's also saying focus. So some of you Scorpios here really need to work on your focus. I feel like you can speed things up here. Really working with your focus. You really got to be focused here. And I feel like that some of you Scorpio, that's been some of the issues that you have been interrupted. You have been not focused during this time here. So you're getting back to your focus here. I'm also seeing here too that some of you Scorpios have definitely is being able to change things up. So you've been kind of not seeing really didn't want to see, and so now you're starting to say, okay, I'm willing to really see what's going on. And some of you were really putting choices, you were delaying making certain decisions. So now you coming out of that energy of delay here. Now you're making decisions, you're making moves here. You are focusing here, and so now you starting to see results, the results that you want. So you got here where you have to be able to trust your intuition. You have to be able to trust your choices here that you're going to make. And I feel like for some of you Scorpios, that has been some of the issues. That you were distracted for one thing, and then the other thing, you was not trusting your decisions here, your choices here. All you were hesitant about making certain choices here also. I'm also seeing here too that I feel like that there's a lot of strength that's there. So where you were weak in certain things or certain decisions, I feel like that weakness is turning into strength here. I'm also seeing here because you were being really determined, I see you able to push through situations here. I'm also seeing here too, and that was a lot of the issues. So with some of you Scorpios, you wouldn't take that first step. You wouldn't make that push. And now you realizing what is going on, because it's like, what are you hiding for? What are you afraid of? There was some fear that was going on here too with a lot of you Scorpios here. So now you coming out of that fear energy. Now you starting to wake up. You are kind of in that kind of stage where you were just dormant, no movement, no making decisions, not trusting in your decisions, making the choices here. So you coming out of that situation here. Now you starting to say, I got to be able to see. I got the eyes to see. Quit crying. Clear your eyes here. Then your visions will be clear. Come out of the past. Focus on what's going on at hand right now here. And I feel that you're going to see some major changes here. You're going to realize that you're dealing with two different situations. Apples are not oranges and oranges are not apples. But the good thing about it, you do have two hands here, and so you could deal with multiple things at the same time here, and you are able to focus. Talking about hands here, it's all in your hands, Scorpio. You the one. You can't wait on somebody else or hope that somebody else here. It's all got to come from you. You got to be the energy, the currency, the force that's there. I'm also seeing here too where I feel like that a lot of you Scorpios, you've been in your own way. You the ones that's been holding things up. And you thinking that it's other people, other situations, but it's not. It's been you. And so you're going to have to let go. You're going to have to release. You're going to have to accept. It's also saying here too that you're going to have to be able to open up and let people in, because you have had your door shut and you would not let people in. Also, it's saying here too that you can't be codependent. You got to stand up and take the lead now. This is, again, you can't wait for other people. You got to do this yourself. This is your world. You might have other people involved in your world, but ultimately this is your world. That's just like you driving your own car. You directing where you want things to go here. I'm also seeing here too where there's the energy here where you got to be able to deal with changes and don't run from changes here. I'm also seeing here too, it say smell the roses. You're so busy focusing on, and I'm not fussing Scorpio, but you're focusing on unnecessary things here. You're focusing on the past and you're not seeing what's going on right now. You walking, you know how they say you walking among all the beautiful flowers and you're in the garden, but you're not enjoying the garden here. I was also saying here too, okay, you might made some mistakes as far as relationship is concerned, but you also have another day to keep trying until you get it right. You don't let things interfere. I feel some Scorpios, you're going to correct some things here as far as children is concerned or a child is concerned. I'm also seeing here too, Scorpio, you're going to let go of some childhood things, some some things you've been holding on way from childhood. You're going to be able to release and let that go. I do feel like that with you able to release and let certain things go, you able to let in more finances. You able to focus more on your career here, on the changes that you want to make. All it takes is you to make the effort. You need to make the effort again. Nobody else can do it. You have to be the one to draw this picture. You have to be the one. I do feel some Scorpios here. I feel a real strong coming together here with you and someone else. So there's a real strong connection. I feel like that this is also talking about more than just personal relationship. This you're making connections. I feel the connections that you're making now. I do feel like that it is the right connection here. I'm also seeing here too that you're trusting yourself. You're trusting your decisions here. You realizing who you with, what you got, what you starting to realize things here. Again, that's because you coming, you staying out of that past tense and you're focusing more on the presence here. I'm also seeing here too that you got to be able to let your heart go. I feel that there's a Scorpio here that you just been holding on. It's like somebody is not there in your life. I feel like that they're not going to be in your life. So move on. It's been causing you to be stuck. Some Scorpios, there could be some separation at this time, but don't even look at the separation part. Look at where you're going. You know, that's the whole energy that's need to go on here. You need to open up. You need to let go. And also at the same time that you letting go, you also are able to receive here. I see here Scorpio, where I feel like that you are going to, where you've been so closed in, now you're going to be able to let people in. And that's also a good thing here for you. So you are letting people in, and this is also going to help you here. I do see here too where it's like you might have not had the real love or the true love, but it's like it's there. And so you have to put the effort in. You can't stop. Excuse me, you can't stop. You got to keep things moving. That's what life is about. I do feel like, Scorpio, that you're getting it now. You saying, okay, I realize this. I'm getting it now. Some of you has been so closed in, you just like really locked the door. And I feel like that this is a time where you're able to open this door now. This could be your heart. You able to open up now. You able to let love in. So you're not going to be able to shut love out. And the main key is you've not been able to forgive. So you got to be able to forgive. And you learning in the process here. It's like you don't wait for other people to forgive you. You forgive you, and you forgive whatever else or whoever else. This is the only way you're going to be able to get things moving. Because if you don't forgive, you stay in that stuck in that position here. And so this is how you're able to get yourself unstuck here, by forgiving and learning from the situation and moving forward. And that's when the healing comes. I feel that some of you Scorpios have been dealing with family issues. A lot of healing need to go on, dealing around family. This is what's going to be happening here with many of you Scorpios here. So this is the healing process here. I feel like you able to let go, you able to accept. This is the change that's coming about. So some of you Scorpios are starting to get it. You're starting to see it. You've been talking the talk, but you haven't been able to really walk the walk. And I feel like you at the point now where you are able to make it happen. You ready for the change here. I'm also seeing here too where I feel like that you got a lot that's been waiting there for you, but it can't move, it can't do anything until you are ready. It's also saying here too that you people try to help you, but you wouldn't let people help. Now you at the point where it's got to happen. Either you do it or you let other people do it. But the whole thing is, it's like, you know how they say when you at the bar, last call, you got to leave from here. It don't matter where you go, but you got to go. And so that's what energy that's here with you. You got to choose what directions. Can't nobody choose your decisions or make your decisions for you, because you're not going to be happy with them unless you choose or you make decision. And it's okay for you to change directions. You can kind of see, okay, I've been going the wrong way, let me turn things around. And now you can find, because you never get to where you want to get if you're going in the wrong direction. You're starting to realize that, and now you're going to start to see things really coming together and working out together for you. You're ready now. It's like it had to wait till you are ready. Nothing can happen without you. You got to be the one to show up. It's almost like having a birthday party and you don't show up for your own party. This is the time to let go. This is the time to start to move. This is action time. When they making a film, what they say, action, that means that you got to get it. And look, just the next card came out was take action. So this is definitely, that's a confirmation that this is definitely action time. You can't use any excuses. No excuses will work now. You can't use any. You have to go. Like I say, you're going to have to make the moves, or you're going to be pushed into the moves. There's something better, a lot better for you. And so if you keep staying in the past, you already know what the past represents. So you got to come into what's going on right now. You got to be able to stay positive, and that's really keeping you on your focus here. And so this is what you got to work on, Scorpio. You got to work on being positive and staying focused at this point here also. So you can't get around that. I feel like that you are in the recovery stage here, but it all comes around to you. And it's like, okay, people there, they can assist you, but it all really comes around to you. You the force, you the energy, you making the decisions. You got to make things happen. And you got to put balance back in your life here. So where there's unbalance, you got to put balance, and you got to believe in the balance that you're putting there. And the whole thing is trust, come out the past, put the balance back in your life here. You got to make things happen here. You got to have faith in the process. So you can't start something, or like I said earlier, you can't talk that talk and don't walk the walk. You got to be able to do both now. And this is like no going back around. It's like, come on now. The universe is saying, come on. And if you don't jump in the pool, we're going to push you in there. So you might as well be ready for this. And you might as well get this balance that's going on here and make things happen. Quit beating up on yourself. Quit using excuses. Quit saying other people. You got to look in the mirror. Scorpio, if anybody have to look in the mirror, look in the mirror. It's you. And once you starting to realize that, and that's what I see many of you Scorpios doing, you really taking a good look. You really looking into the mirror. You really saying, okay, I'm the one got to do this. I can't wait on anybody else. And really and truly, can't nobody else do it the way that you can do it here. This is you. This is you. And so you are the creator of your world. You don't let other people come in and create your world for you. You have to be the one that creates your own world here. So you have control. You might have gained control away, but you always have control. And now you're starting to understand and realize that. So Scorpio, I feel like that this is a time, and I want to see what this card here has to say also for you Scorpios. But this is the time here for you to get up, stand up, and say, remember who you are. You know, it's almost like you got lost. You forgot who you really were. You know, and it's like, take back your power, Scorpio, and it's wait. Can't nobody take it back. Can't nobody give it to you. You the one has to be able to realize who you are and take back your powers. And I'm going to pull another one here. And I feel like that your lifestyle is changing. I feel some health issues. Some of you Scorpios is going through some health challenges here, but you got to be able to take your health in your own hand. Yeah, I feel like it's a physical challenge here, but it's also a mental and an emotional challenge that's going on there. So you're going to have to be able to combine all three together here to be able to improve your health here. So there is some improvement, but again, everything is in your hands. This is you. I can't stress that enough here. And you need love, you need compassion, and the main thing, love yourself. And I see a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to make changes here, to make moves here. And that's what you need. You need courage here, and you need love. You need compassion. That love and compassion has to go with you. You love and have compassion for yourself, and then you deal with everything else. Well, Scorpio, there's a lot more energy going on here, but for right now, I just feel like that this is some information to kind of jumpstart you here. If you would like more information, my information is wrapped up under the video. Happy holidays, Scorpio, and come on now, you can do this. You got the powers here.